watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
So is this arbitrary, unauthorized, unconstitutional and Islamophobic? Let's go across to our guest joining us now, Rahul Easwar, activist, Kashish Varsi, national spokesperson of the Sufi Islamic Board, Sarfaraz Wani, political analyst, Vakaraj Bhatti, also political analyst, Syed Faisal Ali, senior leader of the RJD. But my first question is to Vikram Singh, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh, because one of the concerns is, and it has been raised by the Jamaat-e-Islami Hind, Mr. Vikram Singh, when they say that a ban on an organization is only a way to harass its cadre. The duty of the police is to maintain law and order. The courts will decide the allegations against them. A ban is a crackdown on their freedoms. Is it? Is it arbitrary and unconstitutional?
Padmaja, good evening. I would like to say this is bizarre, ridiculous and uncalled for. The police have done, and the ED and the NIA have done what is expected of any investigating agency, to search, raid and collect the evidence and produce before the tribunal. What wrong have they done? And to criticize just for the sake of criticizing and indulging in absurd and whimsical whataboutery does not serve any purpose. What about the incriminating evidence that they have got? Absolutely incontrovertible, the CDs, the discs, the electronic evidence, the trail of 250 crore rupees, the cryptocurrency, the deep web collections, the collection from the Middle East, Mauritius and whatnot. Do you think for a moment that the advance payment made to the real estate industry and to the stock market and the investment maids are coming out of thin air? People do not speak of the hat. These are responsible agencies and are working under judicial supervision and under the highest hierarchy that the police administration has seen in the country.
So let me ask you as a layperson, sir, sorry to interrupt you, but as a layperson,
nothing for the...
As a layperson, they would say it should have been you file a case, you take it to court, the court could have banned them or jailed them. You subverted the whole process and you just banned them ad hoc. What would you say to that?
Padmaja, there is a process of investigation, there is an investigation plan. This is a part of investigation, search, seizures, and you see the CRPC and other tenets of law. You tell them if they find fault in this, go to court and get the people suspended. They won't do it. They will indulge in vitriolic criticism for the sake of criticism to demoralize the NIA and the ED. But if they are even 1% sure, Padmaja, I'm sure you would be ever somebody as senior as you. They have paid a princely amount to the leading advocates in advance to look after them. If they have even the iota of doubt, then they can go and find out and move to the court and move for the dismissal of the NIA and ED officers if they have a case. They have none. They don't have a shred of merit in whatever they are saying.
Okay, so the entire process, just for your benefit, Mr. Sarfaraz Wani, I had Mr. Vikram Singh decode for you. Process has been followed, evidence has been placed, reasons have been given. This is no targeting of any Muslim. This is targeting of an organization of terrorists.
Padmaja, why do I call it a vendetta? Because this is not a big deal for an investigation agency like NIA and the present dispensation headed by the BJP and the radicals at the center. It's not a big deal for them to target anybody. You see how UAPA is being misused all over the country. I can give you thousands of examples from Jammu and Kashmir why UAPA has been misused, and that has been held by the court also, that how UAPA has been misused. Now, regarding this, the first point is that can you ban an organization just because some of its members have been found doing unlawful activity? Can you ban an organization?
Yes.
This has been held by the Honorable Supreme Court a number of times, that you cannot ban an organization just because some of the members have...
Really? Let's get clarity on that from Vikram. No, hold on a second. You are making a factual point, so let Mr. Vikram Singh answer that. If 10 members of a 1,000-member organization are involved in some illegal activities, can you ban an organization, Mr. Vikram Singh. Sarfaraz Wani says no, you can't.
Can you ban an organization?
Absolutely, Padmaja. A single act of illegal, anti-national and subversive activity is sufficient reason to ban the organization. Here you have a long criminal history of the chopping off of the right hand of Professor T.J. Joseph in 2011. Then you have somebody like joining the ISIS in Libya and being bombed there by the drone attack. If that is not bad enough, I really don't know what you would feel and what would be sufficient. Then Sartan Singh Juda, the Bengaluru riots, the Delhi riots.
Any member found engaged in an anti-national act, the organization can be banned. Next.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Can selective cases against some individuals of a party, be it a political party also. If somebody of BJP is found involved in activity, will you ban BJP? Don't you have members of BJP doing all these activities? Don't you have members of RSS doing all these activities?
Sir, this is a coordinated effort at the level of an organization.
You are carrying the logic too far. Padmaja, this is not logic.
That the whole organization has been...
Sir, this is not one person standing up and doing some pickpocketing. This is done in an organizational, systematic level where funds are being brought in, disseminated.
Multiple people, Padmaja. Abu Bakr al-Hindi, please read Voice of Khurasan, a publication of the ISIS which
Answer me, does PFI has a political party? Yes. Do they fight elections? Yes. They are political wing.
So the SDPI has not been banned. Talking about the PFI.
So I'm telling you.
So what?
Do they hoist national flag? Yes.
Padmaja, even dacoits have fought elections in the country. What does it mean? Is dacoity not a law and order problem?
Hold on a second. Now we are going into the realm of the absurd. You asked one factual question.
This is not illogical. Padmaja, this is getting to be illogical.
Exactly. So can you ban an organization if it is found that in a systematic way they are engaging in anti-national activities? The former DGP of Uttar Pradesh has answered your question. The answer is yes. Now when you talk about they are working for the welfare of Muslims, I want to actually read to you this brochure that was found with Muhammad Nadeem, PFI leader, Barabanki, Uttar Pradesh. Muhammad Nadeem, and in this brochure it starts by saying, fight and slay the pagans where you find them, seize them, beleaguer them, lie in wait for them in every stratagem of war. Chalo, let's leave that about who these pagans are. What does this altruistic organization have to say to its cadre? A short course on how to make IDs using easily available materials. Aim to impart technical knowledge about bomb and IDs, to familiarize participants about impact of bomb and IDs, to differentiate between the functioning of impact of weapons like pistol and IED, to show that bomb and IDs can be made using easily available materials, to make bomb IDs without getting caught. Now this certainly is not about some fund collection for, some giving lunch to poor people. If you are familiarizing participants and it is being done at organizational level, then it calls for a ban, sir. This is not about any religious organization with religious activities, Sir Farazwani.
See, again I'm coming to the same point. Total ban of an organization can only be done. I'm not saying it cannot be done. This is not my point. It can be done if there is a strong case against the majority, or you can say the core of the organization being involved. Now, if
call me naive, but if somebody starts making IDs with easily available materials, I would start ringing the alarm bells. Just a little bit, maybe not too loud, but slight alarm bells will ring. If you are carrying out workshops saying, oh, let me tell you, what the backlash of IED versus pistol is, slightly you might be worried about that organization.
I will tell you, Padmaja, this will be detrimental in the long run.
How?
Every minority person can be targeted. Look, you were a member of PFI that time. Look, you have received some funds. Look, you were in the education institute.
Padmaja, just one point.
This can be detrimental.
This will be detrimental, but it will be detrimental to terrorists and criminals. And criminals and terrorists of any religion, they will find it to their detriment. Rahul Easwar.
Just one point.
For BJP to book any.
Rahul Easwar.
Padmaja ji, just two quick points. Just two quick submissions. Please remember, Kerala and India is home to some of great and wonderful Muslim organizations. We have a very pluralistic and harmonious Indian Union Muslim League, a very progressive MES who had restrictions on hijab and parda in their campuses long before even debate happened in India. We have an evolving Jamaat-e-Islami. We have a very spiritual Samasta who everyone respects. So there is no Islamophobia angle in it. There are crazy crackpot hardliners in every organization and every community especially. And Muslim community also has Islamist, Wahhabi, hardline extremists like Popular Front of India. Even in Hindu community, we have crackpots like Satvi Prachi or Yati Narasimhanand who even oppose Harghar Tiranga. See, people like them are a curse to our society. The difference between Popular Front and them is Popular Front is a well-oiled machinery, a mechanism that has carried out systematic attacks with a poisonous ideology. They didn't chop off hands of Professor Joseph because they have personal enmity. It is ideology driven. They didn't kill Comrade Abhimanyu because they had personal enmity. It was ideology driven. The senior most communist leader living in India, V.S. Sachudanandan, when he was chief minister, was on record saying that Popular Front want to convert Kerala into an Islamist state in the next 20 years. This was not said by right-wingers. This was not said by any other organization, but the chief minister of Kerala, who is the senior most leader of communists. And please remember, this hardline Wahhabi Islamist Popular Front is a danger to our Indian Muslims, danger to Indian society, and against our harmony. So they should be singled out. They cannot be done a false monkey balancing with any other community organization.
Okay, you have preempted what Syed Faisal Ali was going to say, because the RJD, you call it monkey balancing, Rahul Easwar. Syed Faisal Ali, the chief of your party today, said that the RSS is even more dangerous than an organization whose members have been convicted for, among other things, murder and a murderous attack on Professor T.J. Joseph.
Yeah, what is wrong in it? What Lalu Prasad Yadav ji said today has already been said by Sardar Patel 70 years ago. If you remember, if you read the communique of 4th February 1948, when the RSS was banned for the first time, it very clearly said that RSS is a force of hate and violence. So what wrong Lalu Prasad Yadav ji has said? He is simply reiterating what Sardar Patel said 20 years ago. Secondly, the RSS is also one organization which was banned thrice. And remember, Padmaja, when RSS was banned in 1948 and when the ban was lifted, very conveniently people say that it was Patel himself who lifted the ban. But remember the fact, they are twisting the history. Before lifting the ban, there were 2 meetings of Golwalkar and Sardar Patel. And those meetings failed. And for third time, Sardar Patel refused to meet Golwalkar, and then he unconditionally said that we will be cooperating with the government, and the ban was lifted conditionally.
Okay.
The ban was not
so before Rahul Easwar responds to that, let me ask you out of curiosity, you are saying the RSS should also be banned, but you support the ban on PFI, correct? You support the ban on PFI? You agree it's an extremist organization?
No, I'm not saying that. Yes, I agree that any organization which promotes hatred or extremism,
no, but does PFI promote hatred according to you?
Act of terrorism or
you are clear that RSS promotes hatred and should be banned. See, do you agree PFI promotes hatred and should be banned?
Just one line.
See, the charges against PFI are serious, and they need to be taken very seriously. And if at all these charges are true, yes, why not? Any such organization which is involved in any such act should be banned.
Okay.
But these are
so should the others. So should the others. You call it monkey balancing. You call it monkey balancing. The RJD calls it natural justice.
No monkey
just
balancing.
One line.
Sauce for the PFI, sauce for the RSS. Rahul Easwar.
Padmaja ji, just one line. Just one line.
Yes.
Padmaja ji, just one line. I am a Hindu activist. I don't belong to RSS. I respect Sangh and RSS, but I don't belong to them. But please remember, this week is when Pujaniya Sarsangh Chalak Mohan Bhagawat ji reached out to a mosque, went to a madrasa, engaged and interacted with the senior Muslim leaders of our nation. He is opening, and he has even gone on record to say that there is no need to search for Shivalingam under every mosque. He has categorically stated that we all have same DNA with different worshipping modes. Are you equating, or are some people equating RSS with PFI? See, this is a pseudo-secular cover fire to appease PFI so that they will appear neutral. See, a PFI cannot be compared with any other organization. They are a hardline Islamist organization. There are responsible Hindu and Muslim organizations. They can be compared.
Mr. Wani, Ma'am, Syed Faisal Ali.
The other has said is today. What Patel has said, please go to that. Please read history.
Yeah.
Please read the communique of 4th February 1948.
What time?
You are very conveniently ignoring those facts. Similar charges were leveled against RSS and many other organizations. And not by Lalu Prasad Yadav ji, or not by any other, by Sardar Patel himself.
Please see the context. Sardar Patel later even invited RSS to join the government along with Congress.
Fact that
see, the historical context is different. You are equating apples with oranges.
No.
Kashish Varsi, today people are worried that this is going to open up a Pandora's box. That tomorrow every Muslim organization is going to be under the scanner, and they are going to be worried of what will happen to them next. Kashish Varsi.
Please question is this.
कशिश वारसी साहब, मुसलमान डरे हुए हैं कि आज पीएफआई, कल उनके साथ भी ये हो सकता है।
नहीं, ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है। ये मुसलमान इस वक्त खुश हैं। दरअसल अगर इन्होंने इस्लाम का सही चेहरा जो रसूलुल्लाह ने पैगाम दिया है वो बताया होता, करबला का पैगाम बताया होता, जो गरीब नवाज ने इस्लाम दिया वो बताया होता, वांसे पाक ने जो इस्लाम दिया वो बताया होता, तो आज इनके यह सब नहीं होते। इन्होंने मुसलमान को जिहाद के नाम पर भटकाया है। इस्लाम अमन, शांति, प्यार का मजहब है। इन्होंने सही इस्लाम दिखाया ही नहीं। इन्होंने कट्टरपंथी, वहाबी और इस्लाम दिखाया है जो इस्लाम है ही नहीं। ये मौलविज्म को इन्होंने बढ़ावा दिया है। इन्होंने हुसैनियत और मौलवियत की बात ही नहीं करी। अगर ये हुसैनियत और मौलवियत की बात करते, हुसैनियत का पाठ पढ़ाते, मौलवियत का पाठ पढ़ाते, जो गरीब नवाज ने पैगाम दिया, साबिर पाक ने पैगाम दिया, निजामुद्दीन औलिया ने पैगाम दिया, वारिस पाक ने पैगाम दिया, वो पैगाम अगर ये बताते तो आज कोई भी मुसलमान भिड़क नहीं सकता।
वकारिज भट्टी, आज लोग खुश थे, पीपल वो सेलिब्रेटिंग जब बैन हुआ।
मैडम जी, पहले ये मुझे बताइए कि आपने अभी कोई ये मुस्लिम स्कॉलर है, पता नहीं कोई जाहिल कहाँ का आपने बैठा के रखा है।
नहीं, पहली बात तो आप प्लीज किसी को नाम मत बुलाइए। ये सूफी इस्लामिक बोर्ड के हेड हैं। आपके हिसाब से कोई सर्टिफिकेट नहीं लेके आता कि कौन किसकी जहालत है और कौन पढ़ा लिखा है। आप अपनी बात कहिए।
बात रखने देंगे मुझे, ये नहीं रखने देंगे आप। मैं बोल रहा हूँ, सुनिए मेरी बात। इस्लाम, सुनिए, इनको चुप कराइए ना। इस्लाम सिर्फ एक है जो अल्लाह ने दीन दिया, जो नबी वसल्लम का पैगाम है दुनिया के लिए, वही इस्लाम है। ख्वाजा गनीब नवाज उनके औलिया हैं, वो बुजुर्ग हैं, उन्होंने इस्लाम नहीं भेजा हुआ। इस्लाम अल्लाह ने भेजा है नबी वसल्लम के लिए, और कुरान है जो नबी वसल्लम का दीन है वही चलेगा। अब रही पीएफआई की, सुनिए ना, ओ भाई बात सुन, चुप करके बात सुन। तू बोल चुका, मैं बीच में बोला ना, अब चुप करके सुनो मेरी बात। मुझे पता है कि तुम लोग 500 रुपए पर्ची वाले मौलवी हो, 500 रुपए
पहली बात, नो तू तड़ाक, प्लीज आराम से बात कीजिए और अपनी बात रखिए। वो साफ साफ बोल रहे हैं कि जिन लोगों ने मुस्लिम यूथ को रेडिकलिज्म की राह पे चलने का सिखाया है, उन्होंने उसको खराब ही किया है, उनकी भलाई नहीं की है। एंड दिस इज नॉट द मैसेज ऑफ द रिलीजन।
भारत, सुनिए ना मैडम जी, भारत में दो किस्म के मुसलमान हैं। एक वो मुसलमान जो आरएसएस का कच्छा पहन चुका है, जो आरएसएस के पैंट पहन चुका है, वो उसके इशारे पे नाच रहा है, जैसे ये अभी बोल रहा था। जो दूसरा मुसलमान वो है जो आरएसएस की आंख में आंख मिला के उससे सवाल पूछ रहा है और बीजेपी सरकार से बोल रहा है
जो आदमी अपने कौम की भलाई की बात कर रहा है और कह रहा है कि आप बॉम्ब और आईडी मत बनाओ, वो आरएसएस का हो गया। जो आपकी तरह बोल रहे हैं कि पीएफआई सबसे आइडियल है, वो अच्छा और सच्चा हो गया। ये क्या बेकार की बात हुई भाई?
सुनिए ना, बीजेपी आरएसएस जो है ना, वीएचपी जो आरएसएस आपकी बहुत बड़ी अमन पसंद तंजीमें हैं ना, दुनिया के सबसे ज्यादा आतंकवाद अगर कोई है तो वो आरएसएस के अंदर है, और आरएसएस
अरे सर रैंडम बातें मत कीजिए ना, आप फैक्ट्स में ये बताइए कि जो भी कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अगर मुसलमानों को आर्म और रेडिकलाइज कर रही है, हाउ कैन इट बी बेनिफिशियल फॉर देम? उनकी भलाई कैसे हो सकती है?
सुनिए ना मैम सुनिए, जो
कशिश वारसी साहब आपको कुछ जवाब देना चाहते हैं। कशिश वारसी साहब
सुनिए, ये अलमिया है हमारा। ये अगर कोई देशभक्ति की बात करेगा तो आरएसएस का आदमी हो जाएगा, जो हुसैन या अली कहेगा वो शिया हो जाएगा। ये इल्जाम लगाते हैं ये लोग। देशभक्ति की बात करना जो है वो आरएसएस का लट्टा पहनना हो गया। इस्लाम ने वो नहीं बताई है। इस्लाम ने कहा है कि अपने मजहब की, अपने देश के वफादार रहो। देश का गद्दार नहीं हो सकता मुसलमान। ये मुसलमानों को खटका है।
मुसलमान जो नबी वसल्लम का दीन है उस पर चले, वो मुसलमान है। आपका मुसलमान इस्लाम कहाँ से आया मुझे पता नहीं। आपने बोला अरब देश से अरबियों को मानने वाले, तो इस्लाम अरब से आया है। नबी वसल्लम अरब से थे, वो दिल्ली से नहीं थे। तो जाहिर इंसान पहले कुरान पढ़ ले, फिर हदीस पढ़ ले, उसके बाद बोलना इस्लाम कहाँ से आया।
सर आप पता नहीं किधर से क्या रिलीजन को यहाँ पे बैठ के इंटरप्रेट मत कीजिए, क्योंकि यहाँ पे कोई ऐसा एक्सपर्ट नहीं है। सिंपल बात यह है कि आपको बता दिया कि यहाँ पे अगर रेडिकलाइज करने की कोशिश की जा रही है। दूसरा मैं आपको दिखाना चाहती हूँ, एक सेकेंड आप कशिश वारसी साहब रहिएगा यहाँ पे। मैं सरफराज वानी जी को दिखाना चाहती हूँ, एक आदमी जो कि अल्पसंख्यक मोर्चा के जिला अध्यक्ष हैं गुना में, मध्य प्रदेश में, जाकिर बावरी ने क्या किया, उन्होंने सिर्फ एक पर्चा निकाला, कहा कि वी अपोज पीएफआई बिकॉज पीएफआई हमारे जो यंग मेन है उनको बरगला रहा है। विद द रिजल्ट आज आकर के उनको इतना पीटा गया कि अब वो अस्पताल में है, वो क्रिटिकल है। आप उनकी जरा बात सुन लीजिए कि उनका क्राइम था क्या। उनका क्राइम सिर्फ इतना था कि प्लीज डू नॉट मिसलीड द यूथ ऑफ आवर कम्युनिटी। अकॉर्डिंग टू हिम ही इज अ क्रिमिनल, पीएफआई इज ग्रेट। सरफराज वानी।
See, Padmaja, violence of any sort cannot be condemned. Cannot be supported. Sorry, everybody has a right to express himself, be it a Muslim, be it anybody, any organization. Regarding the Sophie board chairman who was talking about the lesson of Karbala and the lesson of Imam Hussain, I want to come on this, that it is the message of Karbala that when the martyr Imam Hussain said that remember me, his quote is, remember me when the truth becomes alone and sad. Remember me. So the question is, the truth is that UAPA is the most draconian law which is being used against a selected community. And have you seen cases of UAPA being used against the RSS? Have you seen cases UAPA being used against other communities? 99% case of UAP are against Muslims. Why?
Okay, let Mr. Vikram Singh come in on this. Since he's headed a police force, why is UAPA draconian as it is being used only against Muslims? Mr. Vikram Singh.
Yes, it is a law made for...
And the PFI is the latest victim. Mr. Vikram
Padmaja, this is again a very irresponsible way to interpret things, that UAPA does not have a proportional representation and there is no system of reservation that every community should have equitable representation in the jails because of UPPA. Those who deserve to be booked under the UAPA shall be booked under UPA. It is for you to introspect why a certain section is being booked more or less. If you really want to see a sample of the draconian law, the Uyghur Muslims of China know what draconianism is. I hate and shudder to think what can happen. That is draconian, my dear sir. Muslims are India in the safest environment in the ecosystem the world over, and this is what my Muslim and learned friends who are studying in America and were professors in India say, that this is India is the best place for Muslims anywhere on the planet.
All right, I'm going to leave it at that. The important thing now will be not only to follow this up with adequate evidence, but also to ensure that this Hydra-headed monster doesn't flourish under a different name despite the ban. We'll follow this very closely. In the meantime, thank you very much, all gentlemen.